Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Labour Ministry denies fraud probe being carried out at NIS. The Minister of Labour and Social Security is denying reports that a probe is currently underway into alleged fraud at the National Insurance Scheme (NIS). However, it said it is inviting external authorities to probe the allegations. It was reported on Wednesday that the ministry's internal auditors were looking into a scheme that caused the Postmaster General to pay more money out than was disbursed through NIS. But in a media release on Wednesday afternoon, the ministry stated categorically that there is no fraud probe being conducted by its internal auditors into the National Insurance Scheme (NIS) at this time. The ministry also said it had not received any reports of fraudulent activities relating to the Postmaster General paying out more money than was disbursed by the NIS. However, the ministry takes note that the article and considered these allegations serious. As such, we are inviting external independent authorities to examine the allegations to ensure full transparency and accountability, it continued. The ministry also sought to assure that it continues to implement strategies to ensure the efficient and effective performance of its system. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says public pressure on persons with information about the Nils Rowe murder may lead to the perpetrator's apprehension. The Prime Minister is hoping that the application of public pressure on the conscience of persons with information about the abduction of the 8-year-old girl will lead to the apprehension of the perpetrator. His comments come in the wake of the police issuing a computer-generated photograph of a woman deemed a person of interest in the case. This as the police have obtained video footage of a woman seen in the company of the young girl on the day she was abducted. Speaking in Parliament, Mr. Holness said somebody knows something about the incident. He has urged the person to tell the police what they know. He further stated that the government is moving to implement a mechanism at the public institutions, including schools. This mechanism will include the use of CCTV system, especially at the entrance of public facilities, to help in monitoring and identifying persons entering and leaving the premises.
What the public can do, because somebody knows something about this crime, Madam Speaker, somebody knows. It is not my intention to prosecute or disclose any pertinent information that could affect the investigations, but somebody knows. And the indignation that we all feel, the collective guilt that is on us can be relieved by someone with conscience in the society sharing information with the police. And I use this platform to speak to our Jamaican people. If we feel so terribly about this, if it is a reproach to all of us, then let us do something about it by starting to share information about this case so that the perpetrator can be brought to justice. We do not know the circumstances behind it. And in our system, the courts will have to make a determination and pass sentence. Views have been expressed in this House and outside of this House regarding the deterrent effect of sentencing. I make no pronouncement on it whatsoever, except to say that this crime is so gruesome that it deserves the full force of the law and justice. Madam Speaker, the member from St. Anne Southeastern mentioned the Commission on Violence Prevention. Madam Speaker, they are working. It is, as you would imagine, an extensive review and interrogation of the challenges that Jamaica faces and the solutions that will be proposed. I can say this because we have been discussing this in our National Security Council. The government will move towards, I don't want to use the word mandating, that's too strong a word, but to make it such that all public entities must have closed-circuit cameras at the entrance and exit to their public service space, which will include schools. We are currently working to build out the network of our closed-circuit television cameras right across the country. Massive investments are going to be made in that, and we will ensure that all public entities, including schools, all of them have cameras in the front-facing public service areas of their entities. It may also be the case, Madam Speaker, that some other entities that are private entities, that we may have to make a requirement of them, particularly if they have an area where they serve a large number of the public. So if they have, for example, a large car park, a large lobby where people go in. This will help in terms of identifying people who are perpetrating crimes in public spaces or near public spaces.
Bail application for fifth hot NSTA trust fraud suspect postponed until June 27. The bail application for the fifth person implicated in a major fraud at the Heart NSTA Trust has been postponed until June 28, allowing the judge presiding over the matter against his four co-accused to decide whether to approve his bail or not. The Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court was informed that the case against 36-year-old Ricardo Golden was scheduled for a bail application on Tuesday. However, presiding Judge Laurie Ann Cole Montague told his defense lawyer that, considering the circumstances of the matter and that another judge is handling the case against his co-accused, she will leave the decision of bail to that judge. The allegation stated that sometime in 2018, a financial audit was conducted at the Heart NSTA Trust, and when abnormalities were discovered, a report was made to the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA. It was found that the institution was defrauded of over $8 million. Golden was arrested when he attempted to board a flight at Norman Manor International Airport in Kingston after assuring a police officer who made contact over the phone and urged him to turn himself in that he would do so. The other individuals charged in the case are Anna Kay, Finn Tyrrell, and her husband Michael Tyrrell, former employers at the Heart NSTA Trust, as well as Tasha Buchanan and Shamar Bell, are currently before the courts. Before Judge Cole Montague made the decision not to provide a ruling on the bail application, she was informed that the Crown opposed bail as investigating officers stated that Goldie is considered a flight risk since he had already attempted to flee the country. However, Golden's defense counsel countered, stating that his client's passport and United States green card were confiscated by a police officer upon his arrest. Therefore, the lawyer argued that he should not be considered a flight risk. Golden's lawyer also informed the judge that Golden's mistake was that he loaned his co-accused a bank card. The attorney explained that one of the co-accused is a friend who told him he had money coming from the US, but his Western Union was not working. Did he give his friend's name to the police? The judge asked. I wasn't asked that, the accused answered. It just seems weird that that information wasn't volunteered, Cole Montague concurred. The lawyer then chimed in, saying, I am asking you to take that chance with him. Why should I take that chance? Cole Montague questioned. Because everyone deserves a chance, the lawyer responded, adding that trusting a friend is what lets his client downplay the part. So, that is why the court needs to send messages to people to let them know that they can't be so trusting. There is another thing, such as willful blindness, the judge stated. Golden was ultimately remanded until June 27 when he is scheduled to appear before the other judge. Culture Minister warns woman still occupying Garvey boyhood home that if necessary, she will be dragged kicking and screaming off property. The third sister, who has refused to leave the boy home of national hero Marcus Garvey in St. Anne, is being warned to leave to avoid being evicted. The two other sisters have already accepted the government's offer and have already relocated to new homes. The battle between the government and the one remaining sister has been a long-standing one, with the sister claiming that the government's offer is inadequate. Speaking in Parliament on June 13, Culture Minister Oliver Grange said construction on the museum at the Garvey home should begin soon. Ms. Grange warned that if needs be, the occupant will be dragged kicking and screaming from the premises.
We are now moving towards the construction phase of the Living History Museum in tribute to the national hero, the Right Excellent Marcus Garvey, at his boyhood home in St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne. The project was delayed as we sought to provide alternative housing for the people living at the property. And I'm happy to say that alternative housing was provided. The Prime Minister himself presented the former occupants of Marcus Garvey Way with keys to their new homes. 2 of the 3 persons have been on the property. We are appealing to the individual who has refused to come off the property. We do not want to evict her. We do not want to evict her. But if we have to, we're going to. We've got to be serious about what we want to achieve. We have made arrangements for her to get a house. We have made arrangements for her to get a nice 2-bedroom house. What she's in now on the Garvey property is a liquor shack. We want to set things right for her. And if we have to drag her kicking and screaming to set things right for her, we're going to do it. Because we also have to set things right for our national hero, the right excellent Marcus Garvey.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell